In 2006, a group of Marquette school mothers asked a simple question: how can the School of Marquette and the Diocese of Tulsa better serve students with special needs? After considerable prayer and research, they answered their question with the launch of RISE, Religious Inclusive Student Education, the only such program in a Catholic school in the state of Oklahoma.
We looked around and found a program in Kansas City that was an inclusive program for students with special needs that brought kids into the classroom and helped them to learn the same or a modified curriculum.
Why can't we offer a Catholic education? We have a student, they want to come here, their siblings go here, the parents went to school here, grandparents went to school here, they go to church here, they've received the sacraments. Why can't they get a Catholic education? Let's go for it.
When you have a child that has a diagnosis of special needs, everybody's concentration is on what that child is not going to be able to do. And what we found here is the focus is on what can this child do and giving them the opportunity to actually be successful.
Haley reads very, very well. We're still working on comprehension. Her comprehension isn't quite as high as her reading, but she's just doing great. And I don't have a way to compare her against the average child with this diagnosis, but I suspect she's doing better than most. And it has to be the additional attention of the para and the modified curriculum and the expectations of being in the regular classroom.
The reality is that there really isn't a prior experience of a program like this, because children who had learning needs really weren't able to participate in the Catholic school system. And as a result, Catholic school systems have very little resources in general to provide for these situations. RISE is a beneficial program that helps families raise their children in the faith by providing the possibility of a Catholic education, and then working with families to make sure that we can do that for them.
RISE evolved from its 2-student beginning into a program that supports around 50 students. We don't have RISE students at Marquette, rather Marquette students supported at varying levels by RISE program funding.
I think there was an initial concern by people that if you have kids who struggle in the classroom, is that going to take away from the learning? Well, it really hasn't, because you have that paraprofessional in the classroom who's helping that individual or individuals with whatever work they're doing.
So a paraprofessional is basically a shadow for a child in the RISE program, and a teacher that follows the student all day long and helps them write, helps them read, helps them listen, helps them sit still in their chair. I mean, you want them to become independent, but you're there in the beginning to teach them how to be in the classroom, in a mainstream classroom.
For kindergarten, Abby went to another Catholic school. You have these visions of kindergarten being this magical year, and I remember on her first day of school, I walked in down the hallway expecting to find this glowing little girl who'd had a wonderful first day, and when I got there, she was sort of crouched in a corner, sweaty, pale, and had literally bitten the buttons off of her uniform shirt. When I think back on that, it wasn't that that was a bad school or that those people didn't want to do things for her, but it was just that having a program like RISE gives people an opportunity to be exposed to situations like that, and it allows people to be there who know how to handle situations and who can teach teacher strategies and work with these children. And it was apparent from day one that Abby sensed that difference too at Marquette.
Parents whose students receive assistance from the RISE program pay regular tuition. The additional services are provided free of charge to all students through critical grants, donations, and annual fundraisers.
Can you tell me, Charlie, what you like most about going to school with Owen?
Because he's silly.
He's silly? Can you tell me something that's silly that he does?
He makes silly faces.
Can you show me one of those faces?
He's really helpful and fun.
There's always a fear factor. How am I going to make this work?
Yeah.
That's how I felt when I first started teaching. In those days, the support system wasn't in place to make it work. Well, we have it. You have the paras, you have a learning resources coordinator, you have people who care about it, you have people who network with each other and talk. And so it works because everybody, once again, is in unison to this goal of making it work.
You know, we as Catholics are pro-life, and that means that we provide not just for we want that child to be born, but we want that child to be a viable member of society, a viable member of this community. And how do you do that? But by giving them that opportunity.
Marquette School's mission is one that educates each student, mind, body, and spirit. Through the RISE program, all students at Marquette are learning that they are unique gifts from God who all learn in different ways. They learn it, accept it, and as you've seen, they live it.
To me, if they would have said this early on in 3rd grade that this was going to happen, I would have gone, don't think so. And it happened, and it happened in a big way. And they had to assimilate quick, and they did it. It's impressive. They're impressive.
Hey, Miss Cindy, we did it!
You'll be
We're
great.
there! We saw them and we did it! We are there.
Can you help RISE continue this unique work?